It's ironic that I'm sat outside today. I've decided to do this video because it's all about the one thing I'm going to share, which I believe is the most important thing in all your success and not just trading. And the more and more that I work with people, the more and more that this crops up time and time again, and people are ignoring this. And I think this is the secret to success in your trading and success in your life. And it's the power of peace, protecting your peace. Now I'm outside. I didn't plan this. I just decided to go out for the day. My son and my wife's over on the park, and I thought, well, we've got the equipment. Let's just do a video right now, off the cuff, unedited, as you always know, in relation to the way that we do our videos. And peace for me has been an absolute game changer in my life. And I want to remind you and give you a little bit of backstory of why I think this is the most important. For 32 years, whether that's professional sports, relationships, whatever it may be, life challenges, environments, where you've grown up, all these belief systems, absent parents at times, whatever it may be, never felt peace, never felt in the right place at the right time. And that comes from being a contrarian, that comes from being different. And I believe most traders are different. I've got to be honest, I think you've got to be crazy in a way to go down this professional career to try and make money out of the markets, which is, you know, only for 1% of people, but it can be done. I've proven that. Students have proven that. Many of you that are watching this video have proven that. But I've never felt, until I get to the point, of really being settled. I moved around quite a lot. I like moving. I don't like to stay in one place for too long, 3 or 4 years, maybe max, as in a house or an area. And it wasn't until I understood and started learning about peace from within that my life started to change completely. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I don't believe that many people understand peace. I think they're at peace, but they're not. And when it comes to trading, you've heard me say all the time about stress-free trading. Now, how can trading be stress-free? Well, it is, because one, you've got your system. Over time, you create a system. But ultimately, if you detach yourself from these crazy emotions that you have, you're going to be able to create peace. And it's kind of like this really peaceful trader. That's what I'm trying to get over to you and get down that route. And I'm going to touch on the things that really have allowed me to go down that route and be that peaceful trader. Because again, I don't believe that you're going to get success in any shape or form in any areas of your life unless you understand that you must protect your peace. My house, I talk about protecting peace all the time. I talk to my wife, I talk to my children about not allowing outside influences and the world and the media and friends and environments to ruin that peace. Because if you don't control your peace and you allow that to be distracted, you're going to go down the wrong path. So when it comes to trading, how do I mean by that? Well, we have to build things, right? And building things gives clarity that then breeds confidence. So we must have clarity in what we're trying to do on our day-to-day basis when we come to the charts, whether it's our analysis and things like that. But even the simple thing of coming to your charts in the morning, if you don't have a plan or you're not at ease of what you're trying to do because you are aligned with the wrong things, then how on earth are you going to be able to trade? How on earth are you going to be able to be successful in anything if you don't have a plan to even start the day? Most people don't even have a plan to start the day, which is absolutely crazy. So my journey is very simple. Well, it's not very simple. It's quite a crazy journey, considering most people. I'm sorry, I've just got something trying to jump up my leg. And up until 32, I had a chaotic, crazy life, all right? To the outside world, it seems great, but it was a chaotic, crazy life because I didn't understand the peace within. I didn't understand emotions. I didn't understand individuals. I didn't understand how to deal with people. But more importantly, I did not understand myself. I just never felt in the right place at the right time. It always felt uneasy to me, which was crazy because you would never have thought of that with the way that I was. And it wasn't until then I hit this stage of understanding peace, which is around about 32, 33, of you must design peace in your life. And some people are not going to like what I'm going to say right here. You must have the right partner on this journey. Because if you don't have the right partner, they're going to cause problems day in, day out, and they're going to make you stressful. And you're not going to be able to have peace at all if you're with the wrong person. I believe that getting the right person is the biggest and most important and costly investment you will make in your life. And the only way you get the right person is by becoming the person you need to be to attract the right person. That's a whole different another video. And that aligns with trading. You must look at what type of life does a successful trader lead. Watch these videos, watch other people's videos. A truly successful trader, what type of life do they lead? They're not out here showing off, doing marketing, all those things. They're living a very peaceful, boring, yet never bored life. And I've known that because I've had a crazy life before where everything's been going off, and to the outside world it looks great, and then inside it's been lack of peace. And then to the outside world it looks really, really boring, but inside I've created some peace, and it's the most successful I've ever been. Right now, to this day, this is the most successful that I've ever been. And some people will say, well, what about the football career? Yeah, that was successful, but was it success? I never fulfilled my full potential. I never played at the top level, and I should have. I played against people at the top level. And the difference was no peace. Constant emotional drain and pulling behind the scenes. And in trading, you can't allow that to happen. So how are we going to go about this? Well, firstly, we need to have an audit of our day-to-day life, an audit of our life. What are we doing in our spare time? What are we actually doing in our spare time? Are we having, an imposter syndrome with our personality? Are we portraying to the world that we are a certain way, and in the background we're miserable and depressed and things are not going right? Are we portraying live a certain life, and then in the background we're doing the complete opposites? All these things you need to have a check in yourself, because this is why people don't sleep at night. The outside world thinks they are a certain type of person, but they know when they're on their own and they're putting their head down on that pillow, they know the real truth. They know the real truth. And you will have to go through that journey. I had to go through that journey. Who am I? Am I staying true? And that's why I've started things before in the past. I wasn't ready, because my actions were not aligned with what I was saying to the outside world. Once your actions align with what you're trying to do and you're portraying to the outside world, you feel at ease to sit here in front of a tree with people walking around in the middle of nowhere, confidently speaking to a camera. And everybody probably thinks you're going absolutely crazy. That's when you know that you are in a line with what you are trying to do, because I don't need to edit, I don't need to script. It just flows off what I'm trying to express to you. And this video is very different from, say, the normal videos that what I do. It's just a conversation. Outside, there may be wind, I have no idea. I got this new mic that got recommended, so when I'm out and about for content. And being at peace with yourself makes a massive, massive difference. It really does. You have no conflict of interest. Your brain doesn't be distracting you or pulling left, right, and center. And it's just a game changer. It really, really is a game changer. And I got a message yesterday, and I've spoke about this before, but number 2 trader, nearly $500,000 out of the system. And she said something that made me think. I thought about it when I went to sleep, and she will watch this video. And I've always been about peace, profits, and purpose. I'm trying to build my life around peace, profits, to obviously sustain a life and get to what I want to give my children more. I want to do more with my children. I want to give my wife more. So that's the profits. But then the profits are not going to come unless I don't have purpose. And she said to me in this email, I'll put it on my Instagram story. She said, what was it? What she actually said? She said, you've truly found your purpose. And I want to thank you for everything that you've done. And when somebody else tells you that, because believe me, in my old career, everybody just used to say, you're ego, you're this, you're that, you're arrogant, because I was misunderstood. I was misunderstood. And the only way that you can get your message across when you're misunderstood is by taking action, stop talking, and then people can see what you're actually doing in this world. And that can only come from having peace inside. I honestly believe that can only come from having peace inside. Now, I like these types of videos. I had an old channel before where I sat and just spoke to you. And this is one of those moments where it's just, let's just have a conversation. Let's just have a conversation. And honestly, people, I think you really, really need to go and find yourself and get trust. I did a video last week, didn't I, about you must go and find your personality. And someone said, it's not about personality, it's about strategies and things like that. And I didn't really reply because I felt a frostiness in the way that they approached the comment. But ultimately, if it was just about strategies trading, it was just about strategies in being successful in life, then why are so little percentage of people successful? Because the strategy is easy. Why are so many people lack? Because it's all, for me, about psychology. I think success is psychology, belief systems, environments. But if you're not at peace with yourself, how on earth are you going to be successful if you're worried about this and you're worried about that in the background? Go and design your life around peace. Peace is the most underrated superpower in trading and in life success, in my personal honest opinion. It is. It is. I'm deep. I can be deep. You don't really see a lot of that side of me when it comes to being deep. But yeah, I'll see you on the next one.